Thank you, Ambassador. I do have a few questions about your new role, just based on your track record and how that history could impact your work. According to an order paper question, when you were Minister of Mental Health and Addictions, you personally met 4 times in 2 years with a company called Fair Price Pharma. Fair Price Pharma is run by Dr. Perry Kendall, until very briefly a BC Public Health Officer, and their business is heroin. It seems very unusual that a sitting minister would meet 4 times with a company selling heroin, and I do wonder how this could impact your new role. So I have a couple questions for you along those lines. Have you had any interactions with Fair Price Pharma since you became ambassador?
I really draw the Chair's attention to the concept of relevance. This meeting is very specifically with respect to the work of the Ambassador with respect to representing Canada in Greenland, and one can try to draw some relationship between a previous life and that work. They have done this before, but I would say this is not relevant to the questions that we need to be asking the Ambassador with respect to her work, and so I would ask you to ask the member to move on.
Yeah, just on that point, I didn't even have a chance to ask the question, and it's about credibility in the current role. So
okay, but if you could establish some relevance, that would be great, Mr.
Yeah,
Dennis.
and just for the record, I have 2 minutes and 8 seconds left.
Yep.
Thank you, Chair. I'll restart the clock there. Have you had any interactions with Fair Price Pharma since you became ambassador?
No.
Okay. Have you been on any meetings, any calls, CC'd on any correspondence with Fair Price Pharma since you left your position as minister?
Not that I'm aware of. I know Dr. Kendall and I go back a long time, from the time that I was Minister of Public Health, and he has been a leader in setting up the Public Health Network, and I very much respect the work that he's done. I think Dr. Fry knows really a lot, probably more than I do, about the work that they have been doing, but it is it really, I don't think is relevant to my job now.
Well, I appreciate that you have high regard for him. He is someone who has transitioned from the public health world fairly quickly into a company that sells heroin. And why did you meet 4 times in 2 years with him as minister?
I think that's
it speaks to
already.
Credibility.
Yeah, I don't. I think that is.
Point of order, Chair. Relevant?
Yes,
please.
Dr. Fry.
Just on that point, I think it does speak to credibility. I think these are questions that the minister may be asked. She may be asked internationally. And look, she's had those 4 meetings. I would just, out of respect for the minister, I'll give her the balance of my time to answer the question. That's my last question. Why did she meet 4 times with them in 2 years? And if the committee will allow, I'll give her the balance of my time to simply explain what was discussed in those 4 meetings that she attended in person with this company. So I hope members will provide the minister with that courtesy.
It wasn't established how this is rationally connected to the study.
We'll allow the ambassador to respond.
Thank you,
You
Chair.
have 35 seconds.
You
know, I actually don't think it's relevant to my job now, although I think the drug monitoring part of coming out of Lisbon in terms of the future of whether it's fentanyl precursors, there's many things international countries are looking to help with, but I really don't think.
But just why did you take those 4 meetings?
Mr. Dennis, she's still responding.
Point of order, as Mr. Chair, the member said he'd give the balance of time.
Yeah, I'm just repeating the question because I don't. Maybe it wasn't heard or
Mr.
understood.
Dennis, if you could allow her to respond, as you initially indicated. There's another 10 seconds, Madam Ambassador.
Yeah, I actually don't think the question's relevant to my job.
Completely understand.
Well, you had a chance to answer, and you didn't.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis.